So for this video, I'm wondering if you would share what your view was of housekeeping growing up, why you decided to start the Sidetracked Home Executives, kind of where you came from and why you got into it.
All right. Well, I was the baby of the family, and I had very little responsibility growing up. My mother was extremely good housekeeper. She would get up in the morning. She would get up early. She would have things done by 9:30 in the morning. I didn't know that, of course, because I would be off to school. I'd get up in the morning. My breakfast was ready. I didn't know she had to make it. I just knew it was there. I didn't realize she had to clean up. I had no idea that there was vacuuming and toilets to be cleaned. And this was when people would she would wax the floor, and then it would get scuff marks. And she would spend hours on the floor with a paring knife scraping off little bits of wax and little scuff marks and whatnot, and then repolishing the floor with her, waxing it and then polishing it so it just shone. Mm-hmm. So really, I would come home from school and she would be sitting on the couch reading a book and listening to classical music on the radio. So I kind of thought that's what she did all day. I had no idea. From time to time, she would ask me to dust. And it was a bit of a hardship for me, but I did it. So consequently, mm-hmm. when I got married, well, actually, before I got married, I moved into a little bachelor suite. So it's all in one room. And I just found that housekeeping was a huge chore. Go figure. Because I had never really done much of anything. So then when you kids came along and we had our own home, I really had a hard time keeping up with everything. I had no idea that when you cleaned the bathroom that you had to do anything more than clean the countertop and the sink and, maybe the ring around the bathtub kind of thing. I had no idea. You had to lift the seat and clean underneath it and clean the bowl. My husband had to tell me that. It's a very good thing he did, because I might still not be doing it. Anyway, I just found I could never keep up. I was always behind, panicking if somebody was coming over. And I think one of my sisters actually gave me a couple of books, and the one of them was the Sidetracked Home Executives. The other one was The Messie's Manual by Sandra Felton. And I read them both, and the one that seemed like what would suit me was the box system of cards through Sidetracked Home Executives. And I think once I got that set up and realized that I did not have to do everything all in one fell swoop, I could do a chunk of it and have the rest of the day to not feel overwhelmed by guilt because the rest of the place was dirty. And as I carried it through one day at a time, just another little piece of the puzzle got cleaned up. And I think the overwhelming feeling I had within the first week was of freedom, that I didn't have this weight on my shoulders because I knew there was a time to do each little piece and I didn't have to do it all at once. So instead of feeling like, well, I can't start a certain project now because I should be doing all this other work, it was like, okay, I can start this project, I can do this activity because my work for today is done. And that was a huge sense of freedom for me.
Yeah, because I remember that box. It was a monster box. It still is a monster box.
Well, it's about the size of a shoebox. It's like a filing system type card box.
But the thing is long, and it fits the 3x5 cards. But it's, it just, every time I opened it, it's like Mom had her filing system in the front and then like spare cards like stacked in the back. And I remember looking at it, it was always just a huge box, and being really little, I didn't understand what it was, but then...
Right. I called it my domestic paradise file, and I felt that if I kept up with this, my home would be a little haven for everyone to return to that would be clean and orderly. And surprisingly, I only used the front part of that box ever because I really didn't need that big a box. I probably could have done it all in a recipe box.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So how does it work for you now? Are you still using it? Because when I come to your place, it always seems clean.
Well, I have to tell you that I actually fell back into my old ways of not really doing stuff unless there was somebody coming over. So usually the day or 2 days before you come over, it's pretty panicky. So it has occurred to me, actually I pulled out my box again the other day. I still have it, and I thought, well, you know what, I need to get back into this because also right now I'm looking after my mother, who is quite disabled, and so I need the orderliness of the box to tell me that this is the little bit that I need to do today, and then I won't feel so overwhelmed. And I think the other thing too is it's really important not to take on more activities than you can really righteously fulfill at any given time. And one of the things I've been guilty of over the years has been getting involved in too many things, being responsible for too many things outside my home, and putting those as a priority as opposed to having my home as a priority, and then those other things added afterwards. So usually probably about every 5 years or so, I get to a point where I'm totally overwhelmed with everything. I'm not keeping up with anything, and then I have to kind of go through my schedule and start hacking and slashing those extracurriculars until I get things under control again. So it's, you know, I would love to say for me, it was I got on the box and I've been on it steady for 20 years and my house sparkles. But no, I let things get away from me, and then I stopped doing the box. Just various life changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And but now I'm at a place where I think I really need to pick it up again, and that will help me maintain my sanity.
Sanity's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for letting me put you on the internet. And for coming over. I really loved having you.
I love being here. So
we will see you soon. I don't know if I'm going to upload tomorrow because it's Sunday and it's my day off as far as the housework goes. So I'm kind of thinking that I'm just going to not do Sundays.
Yeah. You can do your next little piece on Monday.
So we'll see you Monday-ish, whenever I get this uploaded.
And if we can do this, you can do this.